What's going on, guys? Welcome back to From the Red Carpet. On today's episode, we have a lot of Marvel news, Fantastic Four, Avengers 5, and a lot of other stuff, and some new information on Superman Legacy. So stick around, and we'll dive right in. We have an update for the Fantastic Four. Last week, we got the updated logo and poster for the Fantastic Four movie. It was pretty awesome and definitely got us ready for the 1960s feel of the movie. With that being said, Galactus and Silver Surfer are set to be the villains. Originally, Antonio Banderas looked to lock down the role of Galactus, but now Marvel Studios is eyeing Javier Bardem to play the villain. I'm not sure what happened there, but Bardem seems to be the top choice at the moment. As far as the Silver Surfer goes, like we previously heard, they'll be gender swapping the character and have Juno in the film instead of Noir and Rad. And Juno will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy, from what it looks like. It's hard to say whether or not Galactus and Juno will make it out of the movie and be in another one, but I'm willing to bet at least Galactus will survive. I mean, it's being said that at the end of the movie, Galactus will basically succeed in eating the Earth of the Fantastic Four universe. And that'll be the point where they get pulled into the MCU for Secret Wars. So Galactus will probably pop back up in a later film. Juno, however, may just be a one-off character. Another thing that's exciting is that Dr. Doom is supposed to appear in a post-credit scene, even if it's only for a couple seconds, and so far, no one has been confirmed to play him. Captain Britain might be coming to the MCU. Recently, it was reported that Henry Cavill has been in talks with Marvel Studios to play a character. For a long time, we all thought it would be Captain Britain, mainly due to Cavill expressing interest in playing him. And in the comics, Captain Britain has a lot to do with Secret Wars, so now would be a good time to introduce him. Plus, Captain Britain was already mentioned in Avengers Endgame. In the scene where Steve and Tony go to Camp Lehigh to get the Tesseract, Peggy Carter's talking to another S.H.I.E.L.D. agent about a guy named Braddock not reporting in. Captain Britain's real name is Brian Braddock, so she could have been talking about him. In regard to why he didn't report in the comics, Braddock gets into a bad car accident leading to him becoming Captain Britain. So if they decided to go that route, then they definitely already planted the seed for the character. However, I think Cavill might be playing somebody else. It was reported that he was already offered a different role, and he already accepted it. And some people are saying that it's Dr. Doom. I can't confirm or deny that, but I could definitely see Henry Cavill as Victor Von Doom. That would be pretty interesting. With the X-Men debuting in the MCU a bit sooner due to the whole Kang situation, it's also possible that Henry Cavill could be Cyclops. And I think this option is the most likely. But it's still hard to say. What do you guys think? Captain Britain? Dr. Doom? Or Cyclops? Or maybe somebody else? Some new characters are being added to Avengers 5. Originally, back when Avengers 5 was still Kang Dynasty, a new Avengers team was going to be introduced to face off against the Council of Kangs. The new Avengers team would have been led by Sam Wilson and featured a lot of Phase 4 heroes like Shang-Chi, She-Hulk, and some others. And this is still going to happen. Well, I mean, the new Avengers part. But it's now being reported that due to the success of the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, Kevin Feige is considering adding both Deadpool and Wolverine to Avengers 5. It's unclear to what capacity they'll be involved, but it looks like they'll both have a big role. If only Kang was still in there too. Sony and Marvel are disagreeing about Spider-Man 4. A while back, I mentioned that both Sony and Marvel Studios both had a different idea of what to do when it comes to Spider-Man 4. Marvel wants it to be a grounded film featuring Daredevil and the Kingpin, but Sony wants it to be a bigger film than No Way Home was and bring back Tobey and Andrew. And also, neither side seemed to want to back down. The release date that Sony is shooting for is June 25th, 2025, which is a whole month before the Fantastic Four comes out. The problem is, Marvel already has a lot of projects going on at the moment, and Kevin Feige mentioned not being able to work on Spider-Man 4 right now. Well, Sony doesn't seem to care and wants it out on that date specifically. So, just to appease Sony, Marvel may be moving Fantastic Four to November next year and rush to release Spider-Man 4. I don't think they'd want two films coming out back-to-back like that. All I really know is that Spider-Man is set to have a big part in both Avengers 5 and Secret Wars. So they need to hurry up and figure this out soon. Personally, I think they need to stick to Marvel's street-level idea with the Kingpin and Scorpion. Bringing back Tobey and Andrew so soon would definitely take away from Secret Wars, and I'm pretty confident that all the fans would say the same thing. But apparently, Sony doesn't give a shit about what we think. I mean, have you seen Madam Web? A live-action Spider-Man series is on the way. After the failure of Madam Web at the box office, Sony scrapped a series that they were working on about Silk. Instead, we're getting something even better. Back before the writer's strike, Sony had 2 series in the works. One was called Silk Spider Society, and there was a live-action Spider-Man Noir series too. But once the strike was over, they just scrapped the Silk Spider Society completely. But they're going forward with the Spider-Man Noir series. In the animated Into the Spider-Verse films, Nicolas Cage voiced Spider-Man Noir. Well, now he's in talks to play a live-action version of the character. This series, which is headed to Amazon Prime, is set in 1930s New York. And that's all I know at the moment. Hopefully, Sony will actually do this one right. We have a new logo for Superman Legacy. So, Superman Legacy is currently filming, and the cast is pretty huge. Here we can see a set photo with everyone. David Cornsweet, who will be our Superman, Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult, Lex Luthor, and the list goes on. We have Isabella Merced, Edie Gathegi, Nathan Fillion, Anthony Kerrigan, and all the others. This movie is going to be insane, and that's coming from someone who's not really a big Superman fan. Also, here's the alleged new logo for Superman. It looks like it's taking inspiration from the Kingdom Come logo. Hopefully, we'll get more set photos pretty soon. Well guys, that does it for this episode of From the Red Carpet. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe for more. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.